good evening, and welcome back to another stream of Let's Talk About It. For those of you that are not particularly on the stream right now, I do understand. This is still for you. I expect that right now, at this very moment, at the time of this stream, you're probably somewhere watching the fireworks and just enjoying your day and your evening. Again, the show still must go on. The talking points still must be said. And I'm dedicated and I'm committed to making sure the talking points continue regardless of what's going on. So, again, I hope that you're enjoying yourself today. And I hope that you are enjoying yourselves out with your families at the time of the stream, if you're not on the stream right now. And that you're just really having a great time and enjoying your life. I really hope that that's what's going on right now. Again, like I said in the previous stream, be responsible. For those of you that might be doing a little sippy, be careful with that. Be responsible, ladies and gentlemen. Be responsible, and just enjoy yourself. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us, and as a result, you want to reserve and preserve every moment that you have. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. We have a very good topic tonight that we're going to talk about and go into. A topic I believe personally is hindering the outcomes that a lot of women want, black women in particular, when it comes to education and them getting a college education or just pursuing their goals and pursuing the things in life they want. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. I'm a firm believer and I'm a firm supporter in anybody who wants to level themselves up in a different way to make the best, to create the best version of themselves. I believe in that, and I believe that should be supported. But what this talking point tonight is going to address is not just the desire to level up. In terms of education, in terms of looking forward to your dreams and pursuing your dreams. Every human being on the planet, regardless of their nationality, should be willing and able, and not only that, but desirous of pursuing their dreams. But what's become very problematic as it relates to our women, black women in particular, when pursuing their dreams, what are you putting on the back burner as a result of your pursuing of your dreams? And more often than not, what's put on the back burner is the whole idea, the concept of relationship. Because again, you'll hear me always reiterate that no matter what we achieve, male or female, no matter what we achieve, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, when the sunset of our life comes, what was it really all for? Who were we doing it to impress? And I know some of you may say, well, I pursued my career and I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was trying to just do me. You know, that cliche, do you. I get it, I understand. But in most cases, what I'm finding is that you didn't just do you did yourself in. And you did yourself dirty, because time wasted is time you cannot get back. You can't get it back. I wish it was different. Me, myself, I wish I could get some time back. You know, I'm in my 50s. I wish that I could get, I wouldn't even ask for a lot. I wish I could get 10 years back, 15 years back. And with that being said, what would you do if you were able to get that time back? If you were given the opportunity to get 15, 20, 25 years of your life back, what would you do differently that you didn't do now? Would you do something different? Would you have made better choices? Would you have made better choices about the decisions that you made in regards to relationships, even if you've had some bad outcomes? Would you have made better decisions about job choices? Would you have made better decisions about college? Would you have made better decisions about different trainings and things of that nature? Would you have made, the point is, folks, would you have made different decisions, period? And I'm persuaded that most of us would, if we could get some time back, if that were possible. We would make different decisions, and those decisions would give us better outcomes than the outcomes we perceived. Unfortunately, we're not, this life we live, it's not like a video game. And those of you that have played video games, you know what I'm talking about. If you're killed in a video game, you could usually get a second life, or you can get 3 and 4 different lives. And that way, if you're killed, you can always come back in the game fresh and rejuvenated. How nice would that be if in real life we could do that? If we could be able to just kind of get a second and a third and a fourth life, that if we mess the one we have up by making bad decisions and bad choices, if we wasted the years that we've had, the only years that we've had, if we've wasted them thinking only about ourselves, only about what we want to achieve, only about where we want to go and what we want to acquire, and thinking of no one else but ourselves, if we could get it all back, would we make different decisions? You know, and that's something to really think about and ponder. Ponder in the sense that we know we can't get it back, but ponder in the sense that we know that the topic and the question asked to us as to whether we would make different decisions is something to be thought about. So what decisions are you making now with what's left of your life? Are you making different decisions? And since we know we can't get a second life, and the only decisions we have left are the decisions that we have left with the life we have left, what decisions are you making now? So ladies and gentlemen, you see the topic. Ladies, you see the topic. Why is school the solution and relationships an afterthought? If mentioned that relationships are very important at the end of life, and that you need someone with you, and that having a relationship is not simply a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. And I will stress that always. Relationships is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You need someone with you in your life towards the end of life that has your best interest at heart. We can't do it by ourselves. We can try. But we find that the trying it on your own scenario does not work. If you look online, if you do your own research, women in particular, black women in particular, in Los Angeles and many other different metropolitan cities throughout the country, they're finding themselves alone. And I'm gonna tell you what's happening. Tent farms are coming up all over Los Angeles right now. You don't believe me? Do your research. Look it up. Tent farms. Can you believe it? Tent farms are coming up all over Los Angeles in unprecedented numbers. Not just in New York, but not just in California, but in New York as well. And it's not going to slow down. It's going to increase, and it's going to start to spread into different cities. This is a very sad reality that we're looking at. Why are we finding that women are building tent farms? It's because they're by themselves, and they don't have the money to afford to take care of themselves. This is sad, because at the end of the day, like you've always heard me say in my stream, we are better together than we are apart. We just are. So when you start talking about school, you start talking about education, the narrative that has been painted in the United States is that go get an education, because an education will afford you the ability to take care of yourself and to do for yourself, where you can be more independent. And I think that's a fitting word on a day such as today, July 4th, Independence Day. Are you so independent today, ladies, that you believe and that you feel you don't need a man? Are the fireworks of your life going off in your life? Or are you by yourself and there are no fireworks, yet you claim independence? This is something to look at and something to pay attention to. Why is school the solution? And relationships has become an afterthought. It's something to look into, something to pay attention to. Many of you that have gone to school, you've gotten your PhD, I salute you. I congratulate you. Many of you have gotten your MS degree. You've gotten your BS degree. You've gotten all kinds of degrees. And like I've said many times and in the past, I've said, a lot of you ladies have more degrees than a thermometer. And yet you can't tell the temperature of where your future is going as it relates to your career and your money and your car and your things and material things that you've acquired. The most precious asset that you could have would be to have someone next to you, to have a relationship, to have someone that can share with you and celebrate with you in what you've acquired, with all the hard work and all the years that you've sacrificed for education, in your prime years, in the years that you were at your youngest and you were at your best and you were the most fittest. Those are the years you sacrificed the most towards education, because we were taught, black women in particular were taught, and I got to keep driving this, black women were taught, go to school, get an education so that you don't need a man, so that you don't need one. And your non-black counterparts were taught just the opposite. What were they taught? They were taught to go to school, yeah, get an education, absolutely. But you go to get an education to find a husband. That's why so many of you that have gone to college and you've gotten your degrees and you've gotten all these different certifications and you're living your quote-unquote best life today. Many of you remember when you were in college and you remember watching Becky. You remember watching Marisol. You remember watching Jasmine. You remember watching your non-black counterparts. You remember watching them get married. You went to weddings while you were in college. But I bet you can't remember, not too many, if none at all. You can't remember going to one that was black. And if you did, they were marrying someone outside of the black community. And I support any of that, because I'm not against anything. I'm not against interracial marriage. I'm not against any of that. You know what I'm against? I'm against you not getting the outcomes that you say you want. That's what I'm against. I think any woman who gets someone who's willing to live with her, be with her, love her, provide for her, and she's fit, and she's feminine, and she's friendly, and she's cooperative, and she's easy to be with, and easy to get along with, and she's non-combative. I believe any woman like that deserves to be with whoever she chooses to be with. And I believe she won. Oh yeah, she won. She won. Because she got the outcomes that she wanted. Ladies, are you getting the outcomes you want with your laser focus on education and your career? Are you getting the outcomes you want? Or are you by yourself? This is something to look at and pay attention to. Are you getting the outcomes that you said you want? Now, if you don't want an outcome like that, then I'm probably not talking to you. But for those that listen to the stream, if these are the outcomes you want, I am talking to you. We only got one life on this planet. We don't have two. And if we have one, then you have to start to get to the place where you can begin to prioritize the thing that's important to you as opposed to the things that's not so important. I think we spend most of our life trying to impress other people more than we spend time trying to impress upon ourselves the things that we know we need to do. See? And as a result, who gets cheated in that scenario? It's not the people you try to impress. They don't get cheated. The people that get cheated is us. You, ladies. When you make the decision to prioritize and impress upon yourself the thing that you want to achieve as opposed to the thing you actually need. We need each other. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need that beyond the car. We need that beyond the house. We need that beyond the fancy clothes. We need that beyond anything that's materialistic. We need each other. We are better together than we are apart. So ladies, again, why is school the solution? Why are you teaching your daughters that school is the solution and that relationships is an afterthought? I think we need to turn the page on that teaching. What are you saying, Charles? Are you saying I shouldn't teach my daughter that school is important? That means you're not listening, if that's what you thought I said. What I'm saying is that school is important. Education absolutely is important. Getting a skilled profession is absolutely important. However, if getting a skilled profession sacrifices you and your options or ability to acquire a mate to go into the end of life, then whatever the school and the skilled profession that you found yourself in, if it gave you everything materialistically but gave you nothing emotionally, if it gave you nothing that's intangible, then what was it all for? Because when we all die, no matter what we acquire, somebody's going to fight over the things that we've acquired. We can't take it with us. We can't take it with us. So, what's more important in the one life that we have? What's more important in the one life that we have? And I'm persuaded again that what's most important is having someone that you care about, someone that you love, someone that's willing to ride out the journey of life with you until the end, so that you can sit again, like I've expressed before, and hold hands on that twin recliner and lean back and have your feet up, on that twin recliner, and you're holding hands and your brain still conscious of your future, of your life and what you've experienced in the past. And you can sit there and look at each other with a smile and say, we made it. We made it. This is for the PhD holder. This is for the doctorate degree holder. This is for you. Because you will get old. So, am I saying school is not important again? No, that's not what I'm saying. Absolutely not. Don't misread me. That's not what I'm saying. School is very important. Very important. But what are you trading off for it? Life is comprised of two things. It's comprised of choices and trade-offs. What if you traded off for school? What if you traded off in pursuit of your career goals? What if you traded off? What happens, sadly, in most cases in our community. Women that trade off relationships and make that an afterthought, they find themselves at between the ages of 27 and 35, which we characterize as the danger zone. The danger zone is called the danger zone because those are the years that you need to be laser focused at what it is that you want. I mean laser focused. Why? Why is that important? Because at 35, you reach a stage in life called geriatric pregnancy. This is when, if you decide you want children, now you're in a dangerous place. A dangerous, risky place. I mean, thank God for modern technology and medicine and the advancement of medicine, that many women can survive beyond what's called geriatric pregnancy, which is 35 years of age. But are you relying on modern technology? Are you waiting? Relying on modern technology? Are you waiting on the fact that the advancement in medicine, and because you've seen anecdotal situations where women have had children after 35 Janet Jackson had a child at 50. I wouldn't purchase that playbook. I would not purchase that playbook. She's an anecdotal situation. She's an anecdotal example. Okay? And we don't know behind the scenes what she had to do to have a successful childbirth. She may have had to be bedridden for long periods of time. That information is not made available to the public. Ladies, what is your trade-off based on your choices? Again, life is based on choices and trade-offs. And why is school the solution while relationships become an afterthought? There's so many sisters, so many black women that are by themselves, and they're at home right now, and they live well. They have a bank account that would make you dizzy if you saw the numbers. They have a beautiful car in the driveway, absolute beautiful property, living on a wonderful house, and they're by themselves. And they have dogs running around the house, cats running around the house, but no man. Is that the trade-off? Really? Is that the trade-off for all the years of sacrifice, ladies, that you put in school? All the years of study that you put in school? All the years that you put in just getting through your career skill, to perfect your career skill, to now find yourself at the top of your profession? Is that the trade-off? And are you satisfied with that trade-off? At the place in your life now when the sunset is approaching, are you satisfied with that trade-off? You know, these talking points, especially these talking points as it relates to this particular topic, a lot of times is overlooked, completely overlooked. And it's overlooked in a bad way. It's overlooked in a way that tells women that you have time. And time is not what we have. None of us have time. Because every minute and second that goes by, we can't retrieve it. You can't get it back. I can't get back the minutes that have already been spent just on this stream. They're gone forever. And you can't get back the years that you trade off as it relates to relationship. You can't get it back. You can't get it back. And I know you think, for some of you that are successful and you find yourself single by yourself and you're out of a relationship right now, you may say to yourself, well, I'll find someone will find me. That's not true. That's a delusion. I'm going to tell you why. Because hypergamy is a natural reaction. What does that mean? What does hypergamy mean? Hypergamy means a woman wants another man who's on her level. Right? Okay. Let's talk about that. If you're a six-figure income earner and you're a woman and you've spent the best years of your life pursuing your career, to now you find yourself 36 and 37 and 38 years old and above, and you're single and you're by yourself, and in many cases you're childless. The man who's on your level, he's not looking for you. He's not looking for you. Why? Because a man who has worked 25 and 30 years of his life to build his career, to build his income, and who have reached a certain level in income and placed himself in the top 10% of money earners, 5% of money earners, 2% of money earners, 15% of money earners. He wants a woman more than likely, typically, much younger than you. Much younger than you. He wants a woman that's between 21 and 25 years old, 27 being the max. Being the max. Why does he want a woman that young? I know some of you ladies may say, well, he wants a lady that's that young because he wants to be able to boss her around, because she's young and dumb and she'll listen to anything he says, and she's stupid or whatever, you know. I've heard many ladies say that to me when I made those statements, but I'll tell you this much, that's far from the truth. That's the response that makes you feel better. But the reality of that is, he knows he can mold her. He knows that she more than likely won't be combative. He knows more than likely she won't be argumentative. He knows more than likely she'll be fun to be around. He knows more than likely she's still spontaneous. He knows more than likely she'll still be exciting. And what happens all too often with a lot of our ladies, when they reach 35 and above, they get set in their ways. You can't say much to them. You can't teach them too many things that they'll actually listen to. Not all. I can't speak for all, because reality says that it's impossible that I know every female on the planet. No. I just know that the numbers don't lie. And when you're talking about a large number, 85%, you know, when you're talking about numbers like that, you're talking about numbers that actually speak to the real problem. He knows that if he has a younger woman, he more than likely won't have to deal with the issues that come with a woman who's 35 and above. She's set in her ways. She thinks the way she thinks. She believes the way she believes. She wants the way she wants. She accepts the things that she's going to accept, and that's it. It's very hard to then get a wife that's going to fit you like a suit. That's going to be tailored to fit you as her husband. It's very difficult. You'll spend a long time trying to fight to get into that suit. And more than likely, in most cases, most men who are on the levels like I just mentioned, they don't want to go through the problems and the trouble of doing that. So, why is school the solution, ladies? And relationships an afterthought? Because if you wait too long, you reduce your options. Your options are reduced. And they're not just reduced in a small way, but they're reduced drastically. I'll tell you something. Are you willing to date down to get the outcomes that you want? Because I'll tell you something, men have always done it. We are willing to date down. Even if we're here, if a man is making money up here, he'll date down for cooperation. He'll date down for a woman who's agreeable. He'll date down for a woman who's fit. He will date down for a woman who's fun to be around, who's nurturing. He'll date down to get the experience that will have him at peace any day. Any day. He'll do that. He'll do that. So, with that being said, are you so independent now because of your laser focus on your career, on your job, and on school? Are you that laser focused? Are you so independent now on this Independence Day? Are you so independent now that you can't get the outcomes you want? You want the outcomes, but can you get it? Are you that independent now? And why has school become the solution? And why is school the solution? And relationships an afterthought? Why is that? We have to figure out how to change that narrative, ladies. And how you can change it is when you come into contact with other ladies that talk that way. Girl, you go to school. You don't need no man. Yeah, go to school. Get your education. Do you. Yeah, do you. Do you. You're doing yourself in. When you come into contact with that kind of conversation, if you understand anything about the talking point that I have tonight, then you correct them. Ladies, you guys have more power to change the narrative just simply by talking to each other. Because you ladies love to talk to one another, you know that. Like I said in previous streams, single women keep single women single. Married women don't even talk to you. Not for long periods of time. They just don't. Birds of a feather flock together. Single women tend to flock with each other, and they tend to give each other the same bad, toxic advice. Even if they're educated, they still tend, typically, to give each other the same toxic advice. And that's what you're looking at. So, we have to change the narrative. You guys have to change the narrative. You know, you have to change the narrative. Because again, no matter how much you've acquired, it means nothing at the end of life. It means absolutely nothing at the end of life. And with that being said, I have a live stream that I'm going to be doing the week of the 18th. I'll keep you informed as to exactly what that date is, if you have to move some pieces around, because I got a lot of stuff going on. But I intend to do a live where it's going to be a Zoom live, where you won't hear me speaking the way I'm speaking through a stream, where you can't interact. What I really want to do, and I'm really desirous of doing this, I want to have a stream to where I can hear from you ladies, where you can talk to me directly, and I can hear you talk to me, and you can hear me talk to you. I think that's going to be nice. That's going to be fun. As opposed to you just hearing me speak in a stream, and you can't respond unless you respond in a text. With the Zoom stream that I'm going to do, it'll allow me to hear you, hear your voice, literally, and you hear me, and I can see you. You have to be cammed up. You'll have to be camera ready. Please, ladies, please. Camera ready. No bonnets. Please, no bonnets. Don't get in front of the camera in your nightgown. Please, ladies. Come camera ready. And any fellas, any gentlemen that's going to be on the line, also, I'm going to hold the same restriction. Don't come on the live in a tank top or quote-unquote wife beater. Don't come on with a do-rag on your head, please. Don't come on with a fitted cap on your head, please. Come like grown men. And ladies, come like mature grown women. Okay? We're going to keep this real classy. But I think it's going to be beneficial. It's going to be the topic. It's going to be have women become too toxic for meaningful relationships? Part 2. I did part 1, but that was simply a stream. I was moved to to decide to do a part 2 as a Zoom because I want to hear from you ladies. I want to hear your feedback on that topic. And I want to hear your feedback on topics like we have tonight. Why school has become the solution and relationships and afterthought. So we're going to do a lot of things. I'm going to recap and I plan to do a part 2 of most of the talking points that I've had, but I want to do it on Zoom so I can actually hear from you personally. You know, you can give me your feedback. And that way we can have a two-sided conversation as opposed to a one-sided conversation with you just hearing me stream. And I hope something like that excites you to participate. And I thank all of you that have supported so far. Let's talk about it. I know the talking points are shocking in some ways, and in other ways, for some, it may be even offensive. But I will tell you this, all of the talking points are coming from a good place. I mean to see women get the results and the outcomes that they say they want. And I mean to see men get the outcomes they want with you. This is a man's channel. This is a men's channel. Make no mistake about it. But even with it being a men's channel, I mean for it to get the outcomes for both of us. If we are not too far gone that we can't take talking points that we can actually hold to and then make the necessary adjustments. You know? Make the necessary adjustments without emotion. Without emotion. And with that we'll see some better days and some better outcomes. And I believe that'll affect our community in a very positive way if we can do that going forward. You know? So again, thank you for your support. Thank you for always getting on Let's Talk About It stream. For those of you that do get on, let me see who I need to give some shout outs to. Shout out to Margaret, love you. Shout out to Gail, good evening. And I thank all of you for your participation in getting on Let's Talk About It. I will be back on live again Wednesday. We have a Hot Topic Wednesday. I'm not going to spill the beans now. Just look on the page. That way you'll see what the topic is going to be for Wednesday. And with that being said, I want to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And thank you for your support. My name is Charles Chambers. I'm your host. And let's talk about it. Have a great night. God bless.